So Santorini Mozambique is located just north of Vilanculos in Mozambique. So it's about an hour and 20-minute flight from Johannesburg. So it connects really well with Southern Africa, really. For a beach add-on, it's a perfect addition. You can also fly from the Kruger area. At the moment, you have to fly back to Joburg, but then it actually connects quite well. And Vilanculos, as you can see, is about in the bottom third of Mozambique. So Mozambique actually has some kind of instability in the northern part of the country, but the island is not the island. The country itself has got a very long coastline, so it is miles and miles away from where the troubles are. So Vilanculos and the whole area of the Bazaruto archipelago in which it's located is a very safe and a great beach add-on to a safari experience. So it's located just 25 minutes north of Vilanculos. So you arrive in the airport, which is quite a new airport. You're met by our lovely, it's like a safari vehicle. It's an extension of your safari. And you are transported from the airport up to the lodge. It takes about 25 minutes. It's a lovely drive. You drive through the town itself first, and then you become more and more rural, and you end up on a sandy track to the property itself. So it's very easy access. And being on the mainland means that actually the costs are slightly lower in the fact that you don't have to pay the expensive helicopter transfers to get over to the island of Benguela. But what's really nice is you don't miss out on that helicopter experience, because we can actually organise helicopter flips from our property itself. So what's amazing about doing helicopter in this area is the sandbars. It's very tidal, and the sandbars are always moving. So you have this kind of iridescent blue with this constant moving, very dramatic view of the sandbar. So it's a really cool thing to be able to go up in a helicopter and see that from the air is amazing. We actually have a airport private lounge in the airport. People tend not to use it when they arrive, because obviously they go through quite quickly and they're met by our staff. But when you're departing, it's really nice to be able to come in here, sit in the air-conditioned room, have a drink, have a coffee, just chill here until your plane is ready to depart. So it just ensures that the guests continue that Santorini experience when they get to the airport and check out. So the property itself consists of three main areas, I suppose. The main villa here, which is 5 bedrooms, and then we have Villa de Praia, which is 3 bedrooms. And then we have the chapel, which is 2 bedrooms. Both Villa de Praia and the chapel are exclusive use, and the main villa is like a small boutique hotel. We also have Villa Nacolina, which is our 1-bedroom villa. That used to be a spa, but it changed last year into a 1-bedroom villa, so it's very popular with honeymooners. And then we have our kind of private chill out area called Paraíso Escondido, and that's obviously also got our spa attached to it. So it's a really nice area just to come, relax during the day, go and have a spa treatment if you want to, but also have this beautiful space in which to unwind. And the property is located on a cliff, hence the reason why it is part of the inspiration for Santorini Mozambique was Santorini in Greece, which is obviously located on cliffs as well. So you have this amazing elevated view over the Bazaruto archipelago. This is a photo that I actually took with my phone when I was last there, so it shows you just how stunning the view is from the villa. And it's very easy access down to the beach, down the steps. When I say easy access, it's quick. If you are probably a bit wobbly on your feet, it's not quite so easy because it is quite steep steps. And as you can see from this image, it's very tidal, but this is one of the kind of key USPs of this area. It's really beautiful to see the constantly changing tides and these amazing sandbars just appearing and disappearing. We have obviously our beach below, which is stunning, and we often do beach breakfasts on the beach before guests leave, or beach dinners down the beach, or beach sundowners. So we use the beach a lot, which is great. But we also have this beautiful main pool in the main villa. So it's almost like a courtyard style pool. And then we have this outside eating area as well. And this is our lovely lounge, which is a very chilled vibe. So all the interiors of the property have been put together by the owner. So they're an amazing couple. She's British and he's South African, and they split their time between Joburg and here in the UK. And she's actually created all the interior design herself. So she's personally sourced all the pieces. So it just has this very white minimalist style, and it really lets the kind of the outside come in really with the stunning blue of the sea and the sky. It's the interiors don't overshadow that. But it is obviously designed and inspired by Santorini in Greece, so hence the white and the blue, which really works well. Before I went there, I was trying to wonder how how kind of a property in Africa would work when it's got such a strongly themed European architecture, but actually it really does, because you have this stunning blue all around you. It really just kind of complements that color palette. And it's really quite dramatic and beautiful, the design of it. You can see in this image here, there's lots of different areas where guests can come and hang out. This is a lovely lounge area here. This is a little area where we often have dinners. So the staff are amazing, always creating little private little nooks and crannies for guests to be able to set up and have dinner in different locations every evening. And this is our bar where you meet for pre-dinner drinks, which is a very popular, or post-dinner drinks, very popular location. And then everything is included except for premium spirits and wines. But the food is incredible. So Heidi and Weinhard, who actually, I'll go back and show you, that Heidi and Weinhard are the couple who are eating here. They are the management couple. They've been at the property for about 10 years now. And Weinhard is actually he's a trained Valenciennes chef. So whilst he doesn't actually cook here, he oversees all the food. So the food is of incredibly high standard. We also have a little our boutique shop as well. But so in the main villa, there are 5 suites. So it's almost like a small boutique hotel. This is our main suite, Santa Carolina suite. And then you have the 4 other suites. Benguera and Bazaruto are always good. They're on the floor below. So if you've got, say, 2 couples traveling together or 4 people traveling together, that's a really good option for you to book, because they're almost like a private area because they've got the whole floor below. And then we also have Bunk and Marguerite as 2 of the rooms. Villa Nacolina is our newest addition. That was our spa, and we changed it into a 1-bedroom villa last year. So it has a little courtyard area and plunge pool and little decked area out the front as well. So it's a really lovely private villa, particularly for honeymooners or people who want to be a little bit more private. So then our family villas are the chapel, which is 2-bedroom, and Villa de Praia, which is 3-bedroom. This is our chapel. Stunning views out overlooking the archipelago and Benguera Island in the background. And then the main bathroom, and then the ensuite and main bedroom and bathroom, and then the ensuite second bedroom. And they also, in the chapel, you have your own team of staff and your own dining and area. And so you can be totally private. We do allow children to come into the main villa during the day, but in the evenings they go back to their own villas so that our guests in the main villa have peace and quiet. And then we also have the 3-bedroom Villa de Praia, which actually is currently being made into 4 bedrooms. The 4th bedroom is being built just here above the 3rd bedroom here. So it'll be a really amazing space. It's stunningly beautiful at the moment anyway, but having 4 rooms will make a huge difference. And again, that beautiful interior design is kind of filters throughout and flows throughout the whole property. And then this is one of the 3rd bedrooms. This actually used to access externally, but now they've just built a whole area where you have a spiral staircase that goes down and you access it internally. So being on the mainland, we are aware that obviously lots of people come to this area and they want to experience the islands. And for every 3-night stay, you get a full day's complimentary excursion to Marguerite. So you leave at 9:30 in the morning, you come back about 3, you go off snorkeling at 2 Mile Reef first, you then go and have a beautiful big beach picnic. And then if you're very lucky, you are able to see our resident dugong, which is called Christina. And when I was there with my 14-year-old son last year, he was playing in the shallows of the sea of the beach. And I was on the boat and I could see the shadow. We'd seen Christina already through the day, and I could see the shadow getting closer and closer to him. So I got him to put his mask and snorkel on and go down, and he literally was about a metre away from face to face with the dugong. And I'm not sure if you've seen a photo of a dugong, but they are pretty ugly. Luckily, they only eat seagrass, and we discussed that earlier in the day, so he knew that it wasn't going to eat him, but it was still quite a hairy experience to come face to face that close with a dugong. And if you go onto our Small World Marketing Instagram and if you scroll back about a year, you'll see that post as one of our posts from this time last year. So yeah, the dugongs are very rare. They are found in that area, but we do know that Christina is a resident in a bay, so she often can be seen. So in addition to obviously the fully the inclusive complimentary day excursion every 3 days, we also have other included activities. They include kayaks and stand-up paddleboarding, beach volleyball, cricket, badminton. Every room has a gym basket with a yoga mat in, and then obviously you can have your beach picnics, whether that's breakfast or lunch or sundowners. Excluded activities are dhow sailing. We have kite surfing as well. There's a great dive centre in Vilanculos itself. excuse me, only a 20-minute drive away. So rather than having our own dive school, it made sense for us to actually really push our guests to go there instead, because obviously they are fully equipped. And it's the same with horse safaris. So there's actually an amazing horse safari operation in Vilanculos, which came from Zimbabwe. So years ago in the Troubles, people started leaving Zimbabwe and they started leaving their horses with this family who loved horses, and their family got left with more and more horses until there were about 104 horses they had. And they had to leave Zimbabwe themselves, but they had all these horses. So they rode these horses from Zimbabwe to Mozambique. And that's the horses they've got set up this safari operation. So it's an amazing story. There's actually a book written about it, and I'm sure there's about to be a film made about it as well, because it's an incredible story. You can also do scenic helicopter flights from our property. We have a helipad, so that's a really cool experience to do, because you get that amazing aerial view of the sandbars constantly changing, the stunning blue with the sea, and obviously the islands as well. So our included activities to stand-up paddleboards and kayaks. Horse riding we can do through Vilanculos. Kite surfing is extra as well as dhow cruises. Deep sea fishing, obviously there's a charge for that, but it is incredible. If you've got clients that are keen on fishing, it's a really amazing place for fishing. And scuba diving as well. The reef, you can see plenty when you're snorkeling, but diving would be an extra dimension, which would be very, very cool. And then every room has its own gym basket with yoga mats. You can also charter a boat and take it out, and also obviously do the helicopter flips as well. And then we have our spa. So our spa is in at the back of the property, and it was built last year, and it is part of our private kind of chill out area, and then you have the spa attached to it. So it's a really, really popular with guests, as you can imagine. A really kind of it's such a beautiful chilled out area anyway, and property, that actually adding to a spa treatment to that will just make you totally zen. But the staff are really incredible, and I think that comes from the owners who spend a lot of time here, and Heidi and Reinhard, who've been there for 10 years, the managers. It's a real family feel, and that's the feedback we get most from agents, is their clients just really feel so at home there, really, really welcomed, and warm hospitality. It's great for families. The owners themselves have grandchildren who are there a lot, so they're totally used to children. And it's brilliant for children in terms of the activities. The all-inclusive offering, they've got fantastic, the food level, standard food is very high. They also have, in terms of all-inclusive, we include the airport transfers as well, and obviously Wi-Fi and laundry service as well. The food is absolutely sensational, real variety. One of my favorite things is one of the lunches we offer is to go to the gardens where we grow all our veggies and spices, and actually have a meal created from produce from the gardens, and the chef then talks you through what he's creating, which is a really fun experience. And that's a very popular experience for guests, and everyone will get that, and that's included in your stay. This is Paraíso Escondido, so this translates to hidden paradise. So this is our kind of chill out area, which is the spa is now attached to. So this is really popular for guests, just come, read a book, relax, have a plunge pool. And then in terms of, obviously we are in a pristine environment, so we're very aware of our sustainability. All our flip-flops are recycled. We use glass bottles. We have our Santorini Footprints initiative, where a percentage of the revenue goes back for every night spent, goes back to the Footprints projects. And that includes our affiliation with our primary school. So guests can purchase a teacher support kit, which will really help the teachers with their primary school. There's also a feeding program that's been going on that we went to go and see last year when we were there, which was really lovely. And so if guests want to go out and see the primary school and see where the money is going to, they're welcome to as well. Then we have our recyclable, obviously our glass bottles, our recyclable amenities, and our glass straws as well. And we often do beach cleanups, and guests are welcome to get involved with the beach cleanup as well if they wanted to. In terms of entering Mozambique, there's no visa required. You just have to have obviously a valid passport. And in terms of our special offers, we have stay 4 nights and pay for only 3, and then obviously stay 8, pay for only 6, and our honeymoon special, where one partner enjoys 50% off the accommodation. And these are our rates for 2024. And obviously bearing in mind the 4 for 3, and really most guests will stay for at least 4 nights whilst at the property. So that is the end of the presentation. Thank you so much for joining. I hope I'm just going to check, see if I've got any questions. Hopefully I haven't, which means I've covered everything. But as I say, you will be sent a follow-up of the presentation and all useful information you may need, including a link to the Santorini Mozambique page on the Africa Hub, which has everything, including live availability as well. I have got a question here. Explain seasonality. Yes, good question. So it's really good all year round, really, essentially. It's set for February going into March as a rainy season. So February is more the cyclone season. So I would probably, building up to that, obviously it's getting quite humid because the moisture is building up in the air, and then that's when the rains come in February. But apart from that, it's pretty good all year round. I went there in April last year and it was gorgeous weather. So it's tropics, so it's hot and quite humid all year round, but February is a month that does get rainier, so it's more risky. But yeah, great. Well, thank you very much for joining me this afternoon. Hopefully there's no more questions, but I will follow up with you each and send you a copy of the webinar and the fact sheet and the rate sheets. But thanks very much for joining me this afternoon.